Hey guys, welcome to the Big Talk with Us. I'm so excited for this episode. This is going to be a fun episode. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I have Paul from the Greek Geek joining us today. It's a lot of fun. If you guys don't know who he is, I'll put a link down to his channel. He has a channel. He talks about movies and like TV shows and all that type of stuff. He's a great guy. It's awesome. Thank you for joining me. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. But yeah, I'll put his channel down in the description for YouTube. I'll see if I can put in the description on Spotify as well. I don't know how the links work on there, but I'll see if I can get it to work. But anyway, yeah. Let's get into the episode. First thing I like to talk about. Did you hear about the Batwoman? Kate Kane won't be in season 2.
Kate Kane. So I haven't been watching Batgirl.
I haven't. I haven't either. I like stopped after like the third episode or so, and I only seen her like in the crossover episodes, and I'm like, I really don't care about her.
Yeah. So who does she play?
Batwoman. She plays Batwoman, and so like she and the actress quit. The actress left the whole entire show.
Yeah, so I heard that happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's not going to be in the next season at all. They're continuing on without her, not even recasting her. She just disappears. A TV show called Batwoman doesn't have Batwoman, apparently.
They're just going to keep going and just pretend nothing's happened?
Basically.
So there's going to be a different main character, and
I think they're going to. I think Batman's going to be the star, but why do that? I mean,
Batwoman starring Batman.
Yeah, I don't even know who's playing Bruce Willis in that TV show. I think he popped up once in the first season, but again, I don't care about the Batwoman.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's gonna be, so her disappearing is basically gonna be the main plot of the whole entire season. So it's basically saying we need time to figure out who to recast as Batwoman.
Yeah, right.
It's just this to stall everything. I mean, if you need to push back the season, that's fine. There's no reason for this. And so, I mean, the show wasn't even doing that good in the first place. So
no, I have been hearing nothing but bad things about it.
Yeah, and so I think it's just going to go down even more or worse. Yeah, I think with the mysterious Bruce Willis disappearance. So yeah, I don't think Batman's going to be in it either, which is very odd in general. It's okay. So this is the complaints that she's been saying. One of the complaints was like, is she lesbian? Because I think she was complaining about people weren't accepting her being lesbian or whatever.
Yeah, I think Ruby Rose is lesbian. I think she is. I don't know. I haven't really looked into that whole thing, like background sexuality of all of them. I think she is.
From what I've been hearing, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
And so the first complaint that pops up is that the hours are way too long. The work hours for an actor is way too long.
She would have to have known that going in. You'd have to know that doing a TV series, you'd have to dedicate so much time.
I mean, like, that's just in general. Why? Like, why is that your number one complaint? And like, even the support actors are basically stuck there until it's closing time. They don't even go home.
Yeah.
They're stuck in their wardrobe, and so waiting to hear for like reshoots or whatever that happens. And so, I mean, it's ridiculous. I think she just was complaining about that she probably wasn't even making that much, and so she didn't want to be one of those people like, oh, I wasn't making that much money, and the show wasn't even doing well in general. But I mean,
yeah,
from here and out, I think CW is going to go downhill in general. But
hasn't it already?
I mean,
have you seen all of the CW superhero shows?
I've seen a little Supergirl. I saw all of the Arrow show seasons,
right,
which is the one thing that got me into the whole entire thing, and basically the only one I watched. I watched all the Flash, which Flash, like the new season 5 and season 6 Flash was seasons were pretty good. One before that was whatever.
Yeah.
And season 4 was okay, but I kind of stopped and started bitching watching them after season 3, because they kept every season they kept teasing they're going to kill off Barry Allen, and they don't, and we know that he's just going to come back, and
Well,
so
of course.
yeah. Did you hear what happened to Hartley Sawyer? I don't know how to say his name, but he played Elastic Man or Rubber Man, whatever you want to call him in The Flash.
Uh, no, what's happened with him?
He got fired for some old tweets. I thought they were recent
Ah,
tweets,
no.
but yeah, so he got fired for some old tweets back before he was even casted in. So yeah, so
He got
CW's
cancelled.
well, there people are already coming up rumors who's going to replace him, and so and I mean CW's now starting really hurt badly because I think Gus Lee is about to leave, and so when he leaves, I'm going to leave the show. I'm not going to watch it after if he leaves because at least he's the only good thing in the show, and so but yeah, CW needs to do something, and I also watched a little of the what's it called?
Legends of
Legends.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, Legends of Tomorrow.
I've
That
been
that's
interested in watching
that's
that.
okay. It's okay. Um, the new season just dropped on Netflix, and I'm really confused because it takes place right after Crisis. I'm like, so they didn't have a season before Crisis? Like, what were they doing before Crisis? Like, so that's like my biggest question. I can't even finish episode 1. I'm like, I can't do this right now. But so yeah, I don't know. What's your opinions on the CW shows?
Well, I got right into Arrow when it first came out, and that's pretty much most of my experience with it. And I think I've watched all of season 1 of Flash, and I didn't think season 1 was like bad or anything. I just
Mhm.
put off watching it, and then before I know it, 5 years have passed, and I've got to catch up on 5 seasons of
I
it.
mean, basically the
But
same villain returns in that show.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Reverse
But
Flash. But,
Legends of Tomorrow, like I've been interested in seeing it, but haven't got
mhm.
around to watching it yet. And Supergirl and Batwoman, I have
This,
not seen.
the CGI in that is so terrible to watch. I'm like, this hurts my eyes.
I,
It really
I've
does.
I've seen clips on like Facebook and YouTube and that, just seeing like people complaining about like the CGI and everything. I'm just like, yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, like, and yeah, it's definitely gonna go downhill after Arrow because I mean even Arrow's kind of started to go downhill a little bit after like
Yeah.
season 2 when he stopped killing people, and so
Well, I haven't even seen all of Arrow. I pretty much stopped after the Ra's al Ghul arc,
mm-hmm.
where I remember. This was years ago, so I barely remember what even happened. I remember um, Oliver Queen getting stabbed and getting pushed off a cliff, and then eventually he does kill Ra's al Ghul, and then that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I really remember from the latest season. I don't remember what season that is.
well,
I just
yeah,
lost interest in it.
yeah. I mean, like then they started bringing in characters like what's one I can't remember the name of the character. He has like he's basically Two-Face, but one side's red.
Oh,
He he has a mask. I can't remember the name of the
are you talking
character.
about Deathstroke?
Deathstroke. That's the one. I knew it
Yeah,
started with death or something like that.
he was cool.
I liked
Manu
I
Ben
liked
was
it.
it? Is it Manu Bennett? Oh, that's the actor. I can't remember his name, but
I
that's
think it
probably.
was. I think
He
it
was
was.
great.
Yeah,
I
and
thought I thought that whole arc was fantastic.
next they killed him off in the next season. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, they killed off a lot of characters back to back, like back to back, and so let me see. But yeah, like where is he? Oh, Malcolm was a good villain. I really liked him as a villain.
Oh yeah, he was pretty good.
I kind of felt bad when he died. I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like the one thing that was good.
Just do what the MCU does. Just kill off all your villains. No
I mean,
chance of returning.
he's not even. Oh, he's not even here. I can't even find him. All right then.
I think it's Manu Bennett.
It
That's if
should
I'm
be.
remembering the name.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
if I
it
remember the
is.
name correctly. Yeah.
Um, the next, I mean, yeah, the next thing to talk about, is Chris Evans. Chris Evans was in an interview, and he was asked if Captain America will ever return, if he will ever wants to return as Captain America, and he said that he doesn't really want to. He feels like the character has been just you know used as he wanted it to be used, and so but it's not, he didn't say like it's a firm yes, but he's like, yeah, I'm kind of done with it. And so
I reckon he will.
I mean
I think so.
Robert Downey Jr. is saying the same thing, and
Yeah.
so I mean
Apparently, he has a cameo or something in Black Widow, which should have been out by now, but that's what I
yeah.
heard a while back. If Disney can get Harrison Ford to come back for the Rise of Skywalker in that one scene, and he hates Star Wars, they'll be able to get Chris Evans back for a
I
little bit of a captain of another movie down the line, surely.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and the thing is that the main reasons why is that because according to Oscars, that Marvel movies, whoever is in them, isn't really acting. They don't call it acting, and so they want, and I don't. It's dumb. A lot of these superhero movies should have been won for Oscar, especially Endgame, and even Robert Downey Jr. should probably got a Oscar for one of these movies, but
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, so they really just want to work on a lot of films and boost their acting career and being seen more as like a overall actor than just
Yeah,
one
there's still
character.
kind of that kind of stigma with superhero movies that they're not like excellent filmmaking or anything like they're just like popcorn kind of movies, but
Hmm.
they really do go deeper with that. And then there's a lot of superhero movies that should have got nominated for some awards at least.
Hmm.
Endgame being one of them.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't even think it was Endgame even nominated for like music or like effects. I think it was like special effects. It was nominated.
Probably. Do you watch the Oscars and award shows very much? I
I
don't
I
personally
watch a
watch them.
little. I don't watch the whole thing. I watch a little of it.
Yeah,
I
I
can't sit
used to.
there. It's like 3 hours long. Um,
So is Endgame.
well,
That was
there's
easy.
well, I mean, there's
There's a
entertainment.
difference.
Yeah,
There's a difference between watching an awards ceremony and Avengers Endgame.
a lot. And so, I mean, if he ever does return, it's going to be a small little cameo. It's not going to be that much. And it's going to be probably when his career is going to start a little bit going downhill. It's like, okay, you know what? I need some money.
I need the money.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr.'s career is already kind of going downhill with Doolittle, but
Oh god, I forgot about that movie. Oh god, that was awful.
I mean, eh,
Oh,
maybe they'll come back for like TV shows, and so
oh. I like to think that Chris Evans would have a cameo in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I
I like
mean,
to think they'd have a cameo, or maybe he'd have to have a mention at least, or
I
maybe
don't.
even like
The
a
thing is,
flashback. Or
I don't know if he would want to put on all that makeup if it's not going to be a flashback though, because he would be old Cap.
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. But see what happens, I guess. Hopefully, it does actually get released. I hope it does.
I think they're like still like 2/3 away of done with production for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to get released later this year, and the same with WandaVision. So they'd have to be complete or near
Mhm.
complete
And
by
they're
now.
actually a big and they're like a big part of Phase 4. Like they're really a big part, especially
Yeah,
Not Wonder Woman,
WandaVision.
WandaVision. And
Yeah.
so I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind for him to come back. There's no reason to. I don't want his character to get messed up. Like there's been rumors that Robert Downey Jr. will return as Iron Man in a future Marvel movie. I mean, it would make no sense. It would ruin his death. Um, but
Well, yeah, unless it took place before his death. Like with Black Widow, that takes place obviously before she dies, so it's kind
mhm.
of like it's not a prequel, but it's like it takes place just after Civil War, I think.
Yeah,
It's set.
I think she would be a fugitive at that point, and so I think that's what the base of the movie is basically going to be about: is her on the run and trying to figure out her past and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't know. I think from here on out, like even like the CW shows, Marvel's gonna start kind of going downhill because no one cares about the internals. No one's really been talking about it. People,
It might.
it,
People have been saying for ages that there's going to be superhero fatigue, like for the oversaturation of superhero movies and TV shows. People are going to start getting sick of it.
mm-hmm.
Hasn't happened yet,
It hasn't
but
happened, but people mostly want to see. A lot of people have been talking about Doctor Strange and the madness of the
yes, yeah,
multiverse. Thor: The Love of Thunder, and people really want to see the MCU X-Men, more Deadpool, and
hmm
Fantastic Four.
mm,
Those are like the main things people have been asking for, but we're not going to get that for a while. Maybe in Phase 5 we'll get that.
yeah.
Um,
Who knows?
but well, I guess this can lead into another topic, which is a topic that you brought up in one of your Godzilla reviews, is that are movies coming too kid friendly? And so
Oh, uh, I like movies in general, or are you
movies
talking about the
mo-
MCU?
movies in general. I mean,
Mm.
even the MCU is kind of going a little bit childish.
The MCU has to be child friendly, I guess, because they're trying to appeal to kids as much as possible with all their merchandise and toys
Yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. So it has to be
yeah. I mean,
toned down a lot. We're not going to get any R-rated MCU movies, I don't
hmm
think.
well,
Like
I want
Disney
to.
Plus won't even put it. Like they haven't even got any of the Deadpool movies on there, or Logan, or anything else that's
There's
R-rated.
yeah, there's rumors that they're gonna put it on, but I don't think they're going
I
to.
hope so. I hope so. But
Why wouldn't they? But
I don't know.
they would have to put like a warning on the front of the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can put on like Disney classics that were done at a different time that have just a tinge of racism or other politically incorrect things in it, and they can say like this was made at a different time, so
Mhm.
please keep that in mind when you're watching these shows.
Yeah,
Surely
yeah,
they can put on a warnings like, "Hey, this is R-rated. No kids allowed. Don't watch it." Like,
or
could
watch
be
it
better.
or watch it with your parents if they don't
Yeah,
care.
watch it with my parents.
I mean,
Mom,
I mean,
why is
I saw
Wolverine cutting those men to pieces?
I saw Jaws when I was 10, and that movies isn't rated R. And
Yeah,
when
but
it's,
still, that's violent though.
I mean,
People are getting eaten by a shark. That is,
now these days that would be rated R. That would be
yeah,
100% rated R. But I think the problem is that rated R movies, according to Hollywood, aren't doing well anymore. But there still are. There's still a
I've
lot of, but but even rated R movies now these days still kind of feel childish. It's like it means nothing. It's just like more. It's just more bloody. That's all it is.
yeah,
T-
yeah. They could take the R rating a lot further, and
Mhm.
some movies do dumb it down. I watched a little while ago Extraction? Was that rated R?
It,
Because
I think it
it didn't
is.
seem like it would rate it R. In Australia, we
No.
have like a different kind of rating system.
hmm
Like you guys, you have PG
We
13.
we have
It's like
G. We have G,
G,
PG, PG-13 rated R, and NR.
NR. What's NR?
Um, not rated.
Not rated. Oh, oh, of course. I thought it was something even further
Yeah,
beyond R.
I mean maybe, but
But
let me see.
we've got PG. Oh, sorry, we've got G. Then we got PG. Then we got
Extraction
M.
is Extraction is rated R. What's M?
M is M for mature. So
Oh, okay.
15 years and older. MA is 15 years and older, but recommended to be with a parent or guardian. And R is just R 18 plus.
And this is in the UK or like
This
where
is
is?
Australia.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the UK is the same. I'm not sure if they're similar. I don't know, but that's Australia. We got a few more different ratings in
And
between
and you
PG and
guys
R.
guys take a lot of movies more strictly than the US does. Like there's certain movies that are banned there from what I've been hearing,
Uh,
right?
I don't think so. There may be, but for anything that's been rated R, we haven't had anything banned. We've had video games
Oh, video games, yeah, for sure.
that not necessarily banned, but had to be edited. I remember there was like a big thing with one of the GTA games, like with what you could do, and they didn't want to release it in Australia
hmm
necessarily. And with Fallout 3, because they didn't want that to be released in Australia because of the drugs and stuff and all the violence and all that kind of thing. But it got released eventually. I
Yeah.
think our rating system like it still lets us have access to those things, but
Hmm.
no one's ever been able to stop it from coming into Australia or us being able to access it. So,
Hmm.
especially with the internet nowadays, there's no real way they can do that.
Yeah, and like and movie like at least social media and like pop culture is bigger there than at least in the U.S. from I've been. I don't know because I feel like because I know video games are a huge thing in other countries than the U.S. That I know like because they make more of their merchandise like in China and like Japan and the UK, Ireland, and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah,
And so, but I don't know about movies. I think movies are the number one in the U.S. and next it's Australia, UK, China because China restricts a lot of things.
they
And,
do, and it really depends on what. Because from what my impression is that Chinese audiences love just like big dumb action
yeah,
CGI filled. Like the Transformers movies were huge in
yeah.
China, and
Hmm.
that's how they made heaps of money.
It's the same thing with Jurassic World.
Yeah,
They do
yeah.
really well.
So they try to tailor movies to try and appeal to that audience because there's that many over in China that make that much more money.
And
Australia's tiny. We've only got a population of 26 million in
okay,
the
well,
entire country, so we're tiny.
I mean, I mean, yeah, it's insane how the world thinks, and I mean, the I think it's just because there's been a lot of complaints with rated R movies. It's like, well, you paid to go see it, you
Yeah,
were expecting to get that, and you are whining because you got what you were expecting. And it's the same.
yeah,
And it's the same thing with like parents that have kids. It's like, why is my kids watching that? Well, maybe you should pay a little bit more attention and stop
yeah.
blaming the people that made it for the people that really want that movie. And so, I mean, and that's why a lot of rated R movies are dying down. And
I don't.
except for Deadpool. Deadpool doesn't care what you think.
Well,
But
Deadpool did very well. Logan did very well. Those are just two comic book movies that are rated R, and
yeah,
they did very well. So
well, I think it's because they're comic book movies, and
yeah, yeah,
if we talk about like rated R movies in general, I think people are like, "Wow, whoa, like seriously." Like the Conjuring movies, I think they got some complaints in some countries. Um,
I
but
haven't seen all those.
I tried watching the first one. I couldn't watch 10 minutes in the movie. I'm like, no,
Like, bad or
no, it was
just
no,
too
it's too
scary?
scary for me. I'm like, I love horror,
I,
but I'm like, this gives me an eerie vibe. I'm like,
I,
I can't, I
I
have to.
can't do horror.
I
I
mean,
can't. I am chicken. I just can't. It just freaks me out so
well,
much.
that's gonna be like one of the things. If you lose in a bet, they're gonna make you watch a horror movie.
Uh, it's it doesn't even have to be that scary. Like just regular jump scares. They shouldn't be that scary, but they get me
Cheap,
every time.
even cheap jump scares, like the
Oh yeah,
cliches.
yeah. I'm if I'm it doesn't even matter what horror movie I'm sitting there. I'm covering my eyes. I can't. I know it's coming. My girlfriend laughs at me because she's not that scared by it at all. But I can't handle it. I try to force myself to watch something and I know there's gonna be a jump scare or some really horrific moment, and I just
Mm.
can't. Then I'm thinking about it and I can't sleep.
Yeah, the first horror movie I tried to watch was like so I was like I think 10, and it was The Ring, and that movie's bad,
Oh,
and the movie's bad in general. But as a kid, you're scared of everything, and so
oh
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm just hiding, and I was in a hotel room, and so I was hiding under the covers. I'm like, can we change the channels, please, mom, dad? I'm like, and they're like, I'm enjoying this. I'm like, oh, but I'm not, and so yeah, but I'm hopefully
My
I'm hope.
mine as a kid was what was it? Nightmare on Elm Street. I think it was
I still
three.
haven't got to see that. I really want to
Uh,
watch that.
it was. I would think I was 9 or 10. And I was staying at a friend's place, and we watched it. It freaked me out. I was having nightmares for like
I
weeks on end.
assume.
It just yeah.
I mean,
I don't think I ever recovered.
I, there's just not a lot of movies like that anymore. And I'm starting to grow to like horror films. The first whole horror film I saw in theaters was It, which isn't really
Oh,
a horror.
nice.
Isn't really a horror film. It's more of a suspenseful film type of deal.
Hmm.
But then that's the one of the movies that really got me into horror films. I started watching like Annabelle, and so which is another thing which should have been rated R, but PG-13. And that's another thing is about the ratings. People have been starting to do more like horror films in PG-13 because they want they want the younger demographic. And I'm like, why?
Money.
Exactly. You're gonna make a lot more money if you put it to older audience because a lot of older audience are from back when horror films were really big. And so
I could
but
see that because, like, if someone is like, "Oh, sweet, a new horror movie's coming out," and it's just PG, and they're like, "Well, that can't be very scary." Then
yeah,
I'm not going to bother watching that. That would be like a kids' movie.
yeah, it's like Disney first trying a horror film, which I mean I guess they're technically are with New Mutants, which keep being pushed back.
We're
um,
never going to get that.
we're never gonna get that.
The
I feel
first trailer that got released,
it's
I wasn't even making
2017.
videos.
Was it 2017?
2017, I wasn't even making videos back then.
And
We were
I think
so close too. It was supposed to get like at the end of April, or was it the start of April? I can't remember.
I
Everything's
think the
blurring together.
start. I think the start.
And we were that close, and then the coronavirus happened, and now it just, I don't know. I think I heard somewhere that it's in their contract they have to release it
They have
theatrically
to. They have
at
to
some point.
because
But
it's Fox's last is Marvel movie
yeah,
technically, and so I mean they have to end on a good note with Dark Phoenix and all that.
mm,
But
that one, it was okay, I think.
that movie really upset me with Professor X really much.
But they I forgot what I was going to say. Like, it wasn't completely bad, but they haven't really been able to do a very good adaptation of the Dark Phoenix saga. Like, I haven't read the comic book or anything, but
Mhm.
I know that it involves being in space, has a lot more characters involved. It's a lot more of like a
The problem is they
universal
did it
event.
twice. They did it twice, and it's the same movie. It's literally the same movie, but
Well, it's the
more
same movie, but more contained.
Yes,
Like, Dark Phoenix
exactly.
is more contained than The Last Stand was
And
by a
it's
lot.
and it's made by the same person as well, which there's been rumors that he really wants his own director's cut, but
Yeah.
which is not going to work out with Disney. That Disney's not going to allow it, but unless
No.
they come out with a contract deal for this one time. But
Well, I think with the Snyder Cut, like, basically getting confirmed that's going to happen, I think a lot of people are going to be
oh yeah,
wanting to see different cuts of other movies where
bunch
there was studio interference and that kind of thing.
a bunch of directors have been coming out. It's like, hey, I want my own director's cut movie. Even like the guy that directed Suicide Squad, he wants his own director's cut.
Oh yeah, that's a big
But
one too.
you're not going to get any of those cast members back in the same room with the Joker. I don't remember the name of the actor that played the Joker.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to get them back in the same room together. It's not going to happen. And so
No, it depends if they have like enough footage like left over that got cut from the movie.
Mhm.
Like, you can basically do that with a director's cut anyway. Zack Snyder, he wants to actually reshoot scenes and stuff, doesn't he?
I think so. Yeah, yeah, because only like 1/3 for Snyder was in the third, the one that was released in theaters.
Yeah.
For Justice League, and so there's like a lot of stuff that he has to reshoot. And I mean, Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck have been supporting it, so I'm pretty sure they will come back and return to play their roles for this at least this one time. And if it does really well, maybe a TV show or maybe a Man of Steel 2.
Ah,
That,
that's right. They were
but
thinking of releasing the Snyder Cut either like as a 4-hour film or like in
or
parts
episodes,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but the thing is, if it does really well, it's gonna have to be, and if they want to continue on making more, it has to be on HBO and be considered as a TV series. Because if they start releasing them in theaters, it's going to make people very confused on the timeline. Because the Batman is supposed to restart everything again for like
Oh, that's right.
who knows how many times. Which I guess we can talk about. The Batman has people. The people that have been working on that film came out and announced that the Joker will be in that movie. We have no clue who's going to be playing the Joker. But again, I like Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, but they come out and said that isn't the real Joker, which is
Yeah,
dumb.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
But so
Like combining like the Joker that came out last year with the DC extended universe, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
mm-hmm.
But it'd be interesting to see who they cast. But we seem to get a new Joker every few years now.
Yeah, I mean, who are you gonna cast as the Joker? It's no one's gonna beat Heath Ledger. I mean,
It's
if they take it more darker and serious, maybe, but like at least have something more that we related to the Joker film, because I really like that film. Not a lot
it
of
was
people
a good
like
film.
it. Not a lot of people like it because you can compare it to a lot of movies. I mean, I didn't see any of those movies, so that's probably why I really like it. I mean, those movies are really old, so I wouldn't be surprised. But like,
it
yeah,
definitely. What was the?
like they're comparing it to
I'll,
Taxi Driver or something. One of like someone
yeah,
was out there.
yeah. They were with Robert De Niro. They were comparing it to that. There were a few other movies too, but as you said, I haven't. I don't think I've seen, or at least seen in a long time, a lot of those movies, so I can't really remember them.
Well, the next question, we have two more topics, but the next question is, so movie theaters are starting to reopen. So the big question is that how well will these movie theaters do from with everything that's going on? But they're starting to they're releasing old movies like from the 1980s and up to the 1990s. One movie I would like to see in theaters because I think they opened Friday for me, so making it Saturday for you.
Yeah,
If have they opened for you?
not yet. No.
Okay.
I think they're going to be doing that soon. They just announced like a lot of other restrictions have been released.
Mhm.
So things look like they're going to be almost back to normal. Like you still got to take into account social distancing and not
Yeah.
having overcapacity of venues and all that kind of thing. But I haven't actually heard on movie theaters yet, so I'm not sure.
Because there's probably going to be rules where you're going to have to wear a mask, which I mean I really don't like wearing a mask. I got this one custom made, but I really don't like wearing masks. But if I have to, fine, I could put
That
a
yeah,
drink out of my straw and try to eat popcorn. That's going to suck though. um,
yeah, it would.
but I mean, if I don't sit by someone that's coughing every 2 minutes, then I'll be fine. um,
Yeah, and
but
hopefully they have like space between like where you're sitting, so you're not sitting
yeah,
directly next to someone.
yeah, I think that's what they're also. I don't know if they will do it, but I think they're might do it to like section off certain seats, and like reduce how many people in audiums, and so. But I think they're not gonna. But when the big movies start coming out, they're not gonna. They're not gonna have any restrictions, because that's gonna be their big time to make money once again, and so
Right.
and they're going to already lose money as it is. People are not going to buy a lot of stuff from the concessions and all that. And so they're going to need they're going to need those seats to make their money back when Black Widow drops and, all these big budget movies. Which I guess we can talk about. What movies are you excited for that they have announced?
That is getting pushed back, like the
Yeah.
ones that have been pushed back that I'm most excited for.
Yeah.
Well, because I was so excited for New Mutants, of course. 2 years in waiting. Finally, I get that. Nah, not going to get it now. I was excited for Black Widow, A Quiet Place 2. I
I
wasn't really
oh
excited for Milan, but I was interested to see it because I love the original
I don't
animated version
I
so
don't
much.
care
But
for the remakes. I really don't
I
care
don't
for the live.
either.
The one that really upsetted me was Aladdin and The Lion King.
Yeah, they were both horrendous. They
Um,
weren't good.
but I mean, I think Disney might have learned their lesson. I think the last live action movie that at least will be released in theaters will be Milan, and they still put them on Disney Plus. Because a movie that they didn't release in theaters that is a live action is Lady and the Lamb. They released that just on Disney Plus,
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and I don't.
they just released Artemis Fowl too.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, they were going to do a theatrical release, but they just released it on Disney Plus not too long ago. I watched it last night. It is awful.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if they're gonna do these like live action remakes, at least try to get some of the writers that were on the original ones.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know if they do that, but at least try to.
I,
Um,
you definitely lose a lot when it's like it's not even with the Lion King. It's not even really live action. It's
yeah,
still CGI
it's
and everything.
it's still animation, and
It's
so
but when they're trying to make it like realistic animation and it's like
it,
almost like a musical with musical numbers and all that kind of thing, it loses so much. Like the animated version is like so colorful. There's so much going on at all at once, and the characters and can do so much because they're animated. They're not like real, but in the more modern one,
mhm.
it's just so stilted and
Yeah,
boring and
you lose on the feelings. You lose on the emotions
yeah.
because they're trying to make them look too real. I mean, have you seen what's it called? The Call to the Wild? Oh,
Call to the Wild.
starring Harrison Ford. I might have said it wrong.
That's an animated one that came out quite a while ago. I think I remember
Well,
seeing
it's
that.
it, it's a live action movie, but it has a
Oh no!
CGI
Wait,
dog.
oh wait, no! I was thinking of a different movie. I was thinking of a completely different movie. Don't worry.
Okay, so
No, I haven't seen Call of the Wild.
okay, so it has a CGI dog, and I mean, um, I don't mind the CGI dog. It does look weird, but if they, but you can see its you can see its emotions. You can tell how it's feeling. You can tell if it's happy or sad because it's not fully. It doesn't. It's not supposed to feel like a real dog fully. So if Disney went on and did that type of deal with The Lion King, it probably would have did well, even though it's a copy and paste exactly copy and paste of the original,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
with some scenes added in to make it a little bit longer and get that revenue.
It
Um,
just makes me wonder why they did it. It adds nothing.
might as well,
Like they keep saying, like, "Oh, we're bringing it to newer audiences for kids to see and whatever." I
why,
don't know a kid that hasn't seen the original
yeah,
Lion King.
exactly. You might as well make a live action Lion King 3, no, 4 at that point.
It's
I,
yeah, it's stupid. Don't think I've liked any of the Disney remakes that have come out so far. None.
I, yeah, I mean, what's
It's
the
not.
first one that came out? That was
Oh,
Beauty and the Beast.
yes, I want to say yes. I
and
think it
and
was.
next it did so bad it took them 2 years to make another one because Beauty and the Beast came out in 2017, 18,
Yeah,
and so
a few years ago.
I mean I like Emma Watson, but not
Oh
that,
yeah,
that
I do too. But that
her
yeah.
acting career has went down a lot after Harry Potter.
Well, she hasn't really been in that much since Harry Potter because I guess
Yeah,
that role was just so big and she's not really known for anything else. I've seen her in some things,
yeah,
but
and
not much.
that's the biggest thing about these big movie franchises is that after they're over with, your career is basically done for because you're
Mm.
not going to be recognized as anyone else. You're going to be recognized as this one character. That's the same thing with Bruce Willis for Die Hard. I
Mm.
mean, his career, I mean, he's a good actor, but his career kind of slowly went downhill after Die Hard 5.
I don't
which
even know how many Die Hard movies there are. There's a lot.
yeah, I mean they're pretty bad. Even I mean Harrison Ford, he has a couple
He's had a
movies.
good he's had a good career. He's had
Yeah.
he's been in Star Wars, Indiana Jones. He's had many fantastic solo movies as well, like The Fugitive.
Hmm. Are you
And
are you excited for Indiana Jones 5?
well, I haven't seen any Indiana Jones movies before, believe it or
Uh,
not. So I
th-
actually on the last podcast I was talking to Corey over at C-Man Cinema Sit Down, and this came up. I haven't watched any of the Indiana Jones movies, so I'm looking up like 15 years ago.
I'm surprised those are on Disney Plus by now.
I don't
Those
think
are
I saw him on there, but like I can find them somewhere, I'm sure. But um, yeah, I just for years and years and years now I've been saying I've got to watch. Like there's a whole bunch of movies that like everyone's like you have to have seen this movie. Like there's heaps that I haven't seen, and
mhm.
that's one of them. I'm looking forward to seeing it for the first time, but I've been putting it off forever. Like ages and ages and ages ago, I was like, "Yep, I got to watch Indiana Jones," and it's 15 years later, and I still haven't seen it.
I mean, I would recommend skipping the Crystal Skull, but
I hear that one is really bad, so yeah.
as a kid I liked that movie, but rewatching it like today, I'm like, I must have had a really small brain to like that movie, and
It's
so
different when you're a kid. When you're a
yeah,
kid, you don't look for
and,
the things that you look for now that
yeah.
especially now that we're reviewing it. So we look at things a bit more differently and try to look into it a bit more deeper.
Hmm.
Then yeah,
That's like, and like your mind grows and like it starts seeing like a lot of the movies that really had those flaws, like the prequels. To be honest, as a kid I really liked the prequels. I liked the Phantom Menace, and I
mm.
still feel the same. I still felt the same way after Attack of the Clones. I knew as a kid that was bad. And Revenge of the Sith was my favorite film out of the prequels, and so but
yeah.
I
It's
still see, but then I see those flaws, and ah, it's not as good as I remembered.
no, I still like them because they still have a. I'm still nostalgic for them because I remember
Mhm.
going to the movies when I was a kid and a teenager to go see them, and I have fond memories of them. I like the lightsaber duels and the battles in the more recent ones because they've
Mhm.
improved on that a lot. Much better choreographed. I liked George Lucas's world building. He did a good job, even though a lot of it was a bit too much of being too fan servicey, like
Mhm.
having Anakin make C-3PO, which is just ridiculous. But I can look at those movies even with their flaws, and I still enjoy them. I
Was it?
have different thoughts on the sequels. It's
I hate the sequels.
uh,
Besides Force Awakens, that's the only one I like out of the sequels.
it's
Um,
the best way I've heard of the sequel trilogy being explained. I can't remember. It was some YouTuber's channel. I can't remember. The Force Awakens is like a good nod to the past. It's a good reimagining of or reinterpretation of like the original movies or whatever. The Last Jedi is like turning it on its head, like it's a completely different movie, like it's a deconstruction of what it is to be a Star Wars movie.
mhm.
And then The Rise of Skywalker, that's just parody. That movie is just a parody of a Star Wars movie, as far as I'm concerned.
Dude, I have the collector of the Rise of Skywalker right here,
Ooh,
and I only seen this movie 3 times. I like once in theaters and twice at home, and so it's just I can't watch it. I mean, like you have to be in a really boring mood to watch that movie, to be honest. And so
understandable. There's just so much like Ray being a Palpatine is just so bizarre. I remember after it was
I
either
guarantee.
up. Sorry, it was either after The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi. I was watching another YouTuber's video, and he was talking about all of these theories about the next movie, and he
Yeah,
said because Ray she stabs with her lightsaber, and
she doesn't know how to use a lightsaber. What's that gonna?
and because Palpatine did it in Revenge of the Sith, he's like, well, Palpatine stabbed with the lightsaber, and Rey stabbed with a lightsaber, so therefore she must be a Palpatine. It was the stupidest way to try and link those two characters together, but it was right.
And I guarantee, because that movie had so many reshoots, literally it had reshoots I think a couple weeks before the release date for the movie.
What movie doesn't have reshoots nowadays? All the time you're on Twitter and you see, oh, this movie's been having reshoots. This movie's been having reshoots.
Yeah, and so I guarantee in the reshoots is that Rey, like they added in Rey that was going to be a Palpatine. I guarantee she was going to be someone else, but then in the reshoots they're like, no, that's dumb. Let's just Palpatine, sure, why not? It's like
it just craps on the whole Skywalker legacy.
yeah.
She is a Palpatine. All the Skywalkers are dead, and she just assumes the name of Skywalker. Like the Skywalker line is completely wiped out, but the Palpatine one is still going.
I would have liked if the movie ended with Luke like raging on her. It's like, why are you calling yourself a Skywalker? No, that's my name. Stop.
Oh my god, it's just,
Because
I'm still not over that movie.
I mean, like that movie was because the message in that movie was supposed to be happy for who you are, and it changes the complete perspective on that movie at the end. It would have been much better if she said Palpatine in general. I mean,
just accept it, or make up a new name.
Well, no,
assume your own identity.
No, if she took the name Palpatine, it's like, no, this is what this name's going to stand for now, and it's going to stand for hope. I'm going to take your legacy and flip it on your head.
That would be better, but it's never going to happen. What's done is done until it gets retconned or rebooted 50 years from now.
The actress is done. The actress is done with that character anyway. All the actors are done with their characters. They've been like asked, "Would you like to get your own Disney Plus show?" They're like, no.
No. I know. Yeah, I know. Finn's actor definitely doesn't want to do anything to do with Disney Plus.
He's been totally forgotten about in the movies. He's just been put off to the side.
Try and remember the actor's name. I know it, but I'm blanking at the moment.
Yeah, I can't. It's
you know it. It's in you know it, but you just like, and then like
it's some
2
British
hours from
actor.
now when I'm not even thinking about it, it'll just pop back into my head.
Yeah. So the biggest news is the PlayStation 5. We finally got.
Oh my god! Yes.
We finally got a reveal for it. A lot of
Xbox
fans have been calling it the router. That's fine. I'll just call your.
It does look like I've seen so many memes based on how it looks.
It does, but you know what? That's fine. I'll just call yours the trash can.
So you're a PlayStation guy?
I'm a huge PlayStation guy. My first console was an Xbox. I was at a young age. I never really played it. But then my very first, my own console was the PS3. And so the first game I played was Uncharted 3. And so.
Oh, nice.
Good one. Isn't really a good game, but it got me. It's fine. The ending's a little weird, but it got me to play the first two, which is they're amazing. My favorite one is the second one.
Yeah, I remember the two being a big standout out of all the games.
And so it got me to play even more games. It got me to play The Last of Us, which The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out this week on the 18th.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't have a PlayStation 4 because I had PlayStation growing up. Got PlayStation when it first came out when I was a kid in the 90s, and PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. But it's my brother's, and I've moved out of home, and I've put off buying a PlayStation 4 for myself for so long. I'm just like, well, I'll just get a PlayStation 5 when it comes out, because PlayStation 4 games, they're backwards compatible with PlayStation 5. You can play older games on it.
From what I've been hearing, yes.
If not, it doesn't matter. I'm playing Spider-Man. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, after a certain day, if a game doesn't have a release date for the PS4, it has to be compatible for the PS5. They're not releasing any more games, at least for the PS4. At least from what I've been hearing, it's so they can move people to get on the PS5 and make more money. But I mean, maybe the first months after the PS5 is out, whatever games come out might be put on the PS4. But they have announced that GTA 5 is going to be on the PS5. It's like, really, might as well just give us GTA 6.
GTA 6. We're not going to get. When was GTA 5 released? It was a few years ago
2012.
now.
2012.
Was it 2012?
I think it
What's
was.
happened to the time, Austin? I'm getting old, bro.
I swear it's 2012.
Or was that 4? Or 5? I don't know. I haven't been keeping up to date with the GTA games. I am PlayStation-less at the moment.
I mean, I'm more going to the PS5 because the PS5 has been getting a lot of games. Is 2013. Okay, so 7 years.
My God, 7 years ago. It doesn't even seem like that long ago.
Now, but that game has been really worked on a lot, and that's why GTA 6 has been hardly been talked about, because they've been too worried about GTA 5's online stuff.
What they're going to do? Are they going to do what Bethesda's been doing with Skyrim? Just release it on new consoles and keep releasing it? It's almost been 10 years since
I think that's what
Skyrim.
they're going to do. Sooner or later, that game's going to break down. It's not going to be able to be upgraded, because you can't upgrade everything.
Well, they just need to make the Elder Scrolls 6 already. That's what I'm excited for.
Let's see. What games have they announced? They announced Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Yeah, Miles Morales. Yeah.
Resident Evil 8, which is actually a game I'm really excited for. I still haven't played the first one. I played the remakes. I played Resident Evil 2 remake. I still need to play the third one. I need to go and play the remastered 4, Resident Evil 4. Has Resident Evil 5 and 6 get a remake or remastered yet?
If they probably will eventually. I don't think they have. I don't know.
Because people really don't like those ones, and so, but they're asking
I haven't
for
really
a
been
remake.
a big. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Sorry.
It's fine, but
I keep Is they're making a new God of War game for the PS5?
they're going to. They have to.
Yeah. I just can't remember if that got released.
I think it's being kept as a secret to be a bigger surprise. Because a lot of games they showed at the event was like indie games. A lot of them were indie games, and so only like 4 of the games were actually from big companies. Like we got 2K, Spider-Man, and Tron 7. I don't know how you say that one. It's the race car game.
Yeah, I'm not into racing. I don't know about that one.
Ratchet also got.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. I haven't played a Ratchet and Clank game for so long.
I played the one that came on the PS4. I didn't finish it, but it was okay. I mean, I liked it, but
I've only played the original. I just realized. I just remember playing the original when it first came out back in my day. I feel so old.
Well, I'm up there with you. Don't worry. There's a lot of kids now still playing Fortnite.
Is that still a thing, is it?
That's still a thing.
Oh my God, it was 2002 when I played the last Ratchet and Clank game. I was 12. Far out. Yeah,
Gaming has came a long way, and so
it has. Oh, far out. Sorry, I'm just realizing I turn 30 next month, so I'm dreading that.
Oh no. Let's see. Okay, let's talk. I mean, I did a video with one of my friends. I don't know by the time this is up, it will be up, but we can still talk about it a little bit more. I like the 3D Auto headphones that they also showed. They look so slick, and I really like the white on the console and like everything. People say it might look better if it was black, but to be honest, I kind of like the white. I don't.
I've never been a big fan of white. That's just me. Wait, what's it? The headphones?
Yeah, 3D, because the one biggest thing for the PS5 is that it's gonna have 3D auto, It's like, I guess, surround sound basically, I guess. And
Oh,
so
really? I didn't know that.
it's supposed to make you feel more like you're in the game. And so that's what they're going for. But the
Oh.
downfall for the PS5 is it has less gigabytes than, the Xbox. But I mean, it's just because they've been focusing on more of the compatible stuff than storage. And so they're trying to they're mostly working on to make sure that that you feel like you're in the future than giving more space than you. I think
Well, they'll come out with versions later on that have more space. Like they
yeah,
do that with every place, like pretty much every PlayStation release.
yeah.
They make different versions that's more compact but still have the same amount, or
Hmm.
bigger versions that have more space. So just means you have to keep uninstalling and installing games if you have too many on
I'm
there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing that. I've been doing it on the PS4. I had to delete Modern Warfare. That game is way too big. It's like
Yeah, I
a
saw someone on Twitter
like
saying that like the latest, like just the update was like 85 gigabytes or something like
yes,
that.
I'm like, what is in this game that is making it so big? I
That
mean,
85. That's like a whole like triple, like not even AAA games are usually that big, let alone just an update.
similar Call of Duty games are going to be at the point where you can't download like legit anything. It's like you're going to be able to have one game and maybe another game, but that's literally it. And so, well, I think it's mostly because of Warzone, and so that's what's mostly taking up the big portion of the game. And so, if it was just a story mode and multiplayer, it would probably be a little bit smaller. But I mean, I mean
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation. I mean PlayStation needs to step up their game a little bit because Xbox is kind of in the lead. It's supposed to be because from what I've been reading, Xbox is like a little bit faster. It's supposed to be a little bit smoother, but I mean, I could care less who wins like on speed and all that. What really draws me, the look is just an extra. It's just an extra thing to the PlayStation or to your
Hmm.
console in general. But what really gets me is the games. And so
Yeah.
whatever games are coming out for what console, that's what I'm gonna buy it for. And
Yeah,
so,
I definitely prefer the PlayStation exclusives as opposed to the Xbox ones.
mhm,
Because I've always played PlayStation, so the exclusives for that, like The Last of Us, um, Uncharted, Spider Man, like those kind of things. God of War. Throughout the years, I've played the crap out of that. So, and other games on Xbox, I don't even know what's exclusive on that. The Halo series has been,
that's died. But
but
people
it's getting
people
a sorry.
they're getting a new game. Yeah, but people are saying that that's going to be the combat for Halo. But to be honest, Halo hasn't been good since who knows how long.
I don't know. I've actually been playing the games because they've released an edition on Steam. So it's
Mhm.
called the Master Chief Collection. So I bought it a while ago, and they're releasing the games eventually. So
Mhm.
I can play. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. Well, not 3 yet. 3 gets not 3. ODST, then 3, and then 4, and then 5, I believe. So I can
Okay.
play it on PC now. Finally.
I mean, and what else is on there? What's a
Gears of War
Gears of War? That's what.
Is an Xbox exclusive.
Um,
There'd be other ones too, but they're just the two bigger ones that comes to
yeah.
mind.
Sea of Thieves. I mean, I really like open world games, and so I was like kind of upset that Sea of Thieves is a Xbox exclusive. I was like, that's one of the game that I kind of want to get just for Xbox, but at the same time, I heard so many bad things about it. I mean,
Which game is that?
Sea of Thieves is like a pirate. It's like a
Oh,
pirates
Sea
game.
of Thieves. Yeah, you can
Um,
play that on PC too, I think.
yeah, but I don't have a computer that is capable for that game. Um, But yeah, I mean, like, I really like open world games. I'm a huge space person. I freaking love space, and so I'm hoping that when people start releasing games for space, it it's more open world and like I can travel to wherever galaxy I want to, which I
Yeah,
think would be great. And I think that's what they were doing with Man's Sky, and there was another game that came out a couple years ago. That was like you can travel to wherever planet that you want, and you can call it, and you can colonize it, and you can make it basically your home, which is
Okay.
it's such a cool idea, and it's just I mean it gives me chills to think of space. Another game I really wanted to get, it's on the PS4, is Kerbal Space Program, but
Oh
I
yeah.
know that will suck to play on the PS4 because that game is so complicated already on PC. I'm like, I want to, but I've been already trying to play like City Skylines on the PS4. I'm like, that's already convoluted as it is, and so I'm trying to save my money for something that I won't break my controller on. Um,
Well, you can
but
always get another controller.
yeah, I mean, what draws you to what games kind of draw you?
Well, mostly I love to play RPG.
Okay,
So, and strategy. Those are the two kind of main kind of genres that I play. So I play like the Elder Scrolls game like Skyrim, Morrowind, Oblivion, and there's like heaps of other ones too, like Dragon's Dogma, the Final Fantasy games,
okay.
just RPGs,
Did
just
you
being able to
did you
collect. Sorry.
did you play Fantasy 7? I don't know if you did that come out on PC?
Seven is one of the few. Well, I haven't played all the Final Fantasy games. I have played 8, 9, 10, and 10 too. Um,
Okay.
there's other ones that I can get like from 1 to 7 and all that on PC. I just haven't yet.
Because
7, I've been wanting to play for a while, but it
I've been
hasn't
hearing
really.
good things about it, at least the remake version
The
of it.
remake, yeah, I was like tossing up between do I play the original first so I get more of an appreciation for the remake,
Hmm.
but I haven't played it yet. I've been playing Final Fantasy 9. I've been enjoying that because that was my first Final Fantasy game.
What was your first game that you ever played?
I don't know. I I've been playing video games my whole life. I have absolutely no idea.
What was your first console? Was it the PlayStation
We
1?
had a Super Nintendo.
Okay.
So, oh wait, my dad used to play the Super Nintendo with us, so probably the original, not the original. Was it the original? Yes, it was the first Mario game. I remember playing that with my dad. That was back in the early 90s. That probably was because my dad was playing that, and that's probably my first memories of playing video games. So that, and I remember getting a Nintendo 64.
Well,
Yep,
oh.
getting Game Boy. I still got my old Game Boy actually, and playing the Pokemon games. It's just my whole life has been spent gaming.
What game really like got you into gaming? Like it was like, it's so expired it like, it's something that you can never forget about.
Oh, that is a really tough question. There's been games that have really made me love role playing games. Is like a game like Knights of the Old Republic
Oh,
that
yes.
I one of my fondest memories of that game. It just made me love the whole being able to choose, like you make choices that matter in the game, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
When I play a role playing game, you
Hmm.
know how like you can just like be super good or be super evil, or you can
Yes.
kind of be
And
neutral.
yeah, and that's what games get wrong now these days. There's not like when, like the base choice game like Until Dawn or uh like like Telltale games, they like the choices that you
Yeah, I know.
make, they don't like matter. They really don't matter. And so
Yeah.
that's why I really like those type of old games. And the Jedi Knights is actually on the PS4. It,
Oh,
been
nice.
been I've been thinking about getting that type of game because I mean I kind of like role playing.
It's
um
good. The combat system is a bit outdated,
yeah.
and it's kind of you don't even really get to fight. Really, you just kind of click and choose the abilities. It's kind of like plays like an MMO
Hmm.
in regards to combat and that kind of thing. But like when I play those games, I'll just play good the whole way through and not change it up at all, or I'll just be evil in a different playthrough and just do that. But I remember with my first playthrough of Knights of the Old Republic, I played good all the way through until we got to the Sith planet, and you actually had to interact with Sith. And the way they explained the dark side, the power you can get, and all that kind of thing, it just kind of made me go, oh, and then I just essentially betrayed everybody and killed like half of my crew and started betraying people and just turned to the dark side. And that made me realize if I was in the Star Wars universe and I was a Jedi, I would probably turn to the dark side. It would happen.
To be honest, I mean,
it's just one of those gaming memories that have just stayed with me, and it's just such a good game. If you can get past it, it's very outdated. It came out in 2004. If you can get past that, I heard that there's some fans that are remaking it themselves with the it's either the Unreal or Frostbite engine or something, trying to update it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a good game. I highly recommend checking it out.
Well, I know you saw my post earlier today, Star Wars Squadrons. It's supposed to be, so this is an EA game. And it's supposed to be basically like Starfighter. I don't know how old that game is, but it's
very, very, very old.
But that's one of the good games from that. Who made that one? Who owned Star Wars before EA? Because I can't remember.
Well,
but
LucasArts was in charge of making the games
back,
but with the original movies, and then leading right up until Disney bought the license, and now EA has rights, which has been mixed because we've had the Star Wars Battlefront games, which have been and pretty bad, and there's been a lot of controversy with the Star Wars Battlefront 2 loot boxes, which they've fixed since then. I think they've even rolled out the last update for it, Battlefront 2.
They're done. They're done fixing it. Like, they're moving on. I think they might be working on Battlefront 3. I don't know about that, but Fallen Order 2.
Yes, but
that's not DICE though. That isn't.
It's DICE. Not DICE. It's I can't remember. I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, I'm playing that game right now, and I'm freaking.
So am I.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm only a little bit into it. How far are you in?
I just got past Kashyyyk on it. When you said that we'd be talking about it, I was like, oh crap, I haven't even played it yet. So I bought it the other week, and I've been playing it a bit. I haven't completed it, but I just thought, well, if we're going to talk about it, I got to know a bit at least of what we're going to be talking.
I just got to the snow planet. After the temple planet, in basically your first mission after you escape.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, right now that game is being so honored to the originals, there's I'm not gonna spoil it for the game for who hasn't or played it, but there's good cameos in this game so far, and so and a game that I always wanted is a game or a movie in general is right after Order 66, and this is sort of right after Order 66. It's 5 years.
Yeah, it's very recent. They're still hunting down Jedi and all that.
I'm really liking the Inquisitors. Sorry, I keep cutting you off, but
no, you're right. I like the Inquisitors too. Although you don't really see too much of them after your first. When I shat myself fighting the ninth, because I'm still getting used to the control. Because you'll be playing on PlayStation 4, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I've got the PC version, and it even tells you this game is meant for a controller, so you can play it with your keyboard and mouse. Oh, but the layout, it's terrible. I've had to remap everything to try and make it feel a bit better, because the dodge button is Z, and you can't do that naturally. And it's just trying to dodge the Night Sister when she tries to attack you.
The first time,
the first time. I think you're supposed to lose.
Yes.
It's one of those scenarios
you can do some damage to her, but not really that much.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that she didn't do the spinning lightsaber thing. From Rebels.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to that. I was like, where's the spinning lightsabers? But no, she floats down. I'm like, all right. Sure.
They might do it later. Who knows?
Maybe.
But it's a good game. It's really Dark Souls. Have you played Dark Souls or Demon Souls?
I played a little, not that much.
It's very similar to that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that because I haven't really watched any reviews or any gameplay of it or anything. And like,
Yeah.
I'm running into normal enemies and expecting just, take them down, no problem. But
Mhm.
they kick your ass if you're not careful.
Dude, the first thing you go against is this big like monster, what's it? I don't know how to describe it. It's like a worm, like a big freaking bug worm, and it's I don't know how to really describe it. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like you go against like crabs, kind of like you go. I'm like, oh, there's Mr. Krabs, all right.
Yeah.
And they're so big and you can't really kill them. It's like I died so many times. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This is much worse than the stormtroopers.
Exactly like Dark Souls. You die a lot.
Someone actually played all 3 Dark Souls games without getting hit.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of those things, but I've like seen videos told that like playing through it, the whole thing, that would take a long time.
Yeah.
It'd be very similar to this game. I remember running into this big toad thing, and
I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this is just like Dark Souls. You just think you can just get through enemies so easily. You're just like, oh, they're little, and you got to try and learn their attack pattern, try and dodge and time things correctly. I do wish there was a bit more customization.
Yeah. I customized my lightsaber, and I like the customization I did to it. But I want more. But I think you're gonna unlock a little bit more at later on when you play the game more. But
I want to get different colors. Because at the moment I can only play blue, green, and orange.
Yeah, and that's the one I picked is orange because I like that one. I like
something
the color.
Different.
Yeah. And so
I want to get red. It'll be law breaking, but red.
I think I've seen pictures of you can get a red lightsaber. I think at least when you complete the game.
Yeah. Well, we're not very far through it yet, so I've still got ages to go.
Dude, I mean, I literally got to the planet, and when we start seeing the stormtroopers and started learning new powers, and that's the thing I don't get. How does this kid forget what he has learned?
They just justify it by saying his connection to the Force
is
not severed, not severed, but
damaged.
Was damaged, and he's trying to heal it, but I don't know how that interprets. He forgets to do like the most basic Force
wall run things. And like force
and getting other abilities.
Yeah, but I mean, the stormtroopers are still dumb. But they can, but they still can hit better than the movies though. I mean, I died so many times to like stormtroopers in the distance. I'm like, oh, forgot about you.
I don't even try and with the stormtroopers that just shoot at you from afar. I don't even try to run up close to them. I just wait to block and reflect back their blaster bolts back at them.
What's cool, you have to time it. It has to be exactly timed right, and which is so cool. And so I like going against the ones that have the what's it called? What I don't know what they're called.
The shock batons or whatever they are, the shock clubs or whatever you call them. That's always fun.
I like taking them down. It feels so nice, especially with a controller. It's
because you get feedback then from a controller. You've got vibrations and stuff, so you get feedback from it. With a mouse, and you don't get that. So I'm definitely missing out on something by playing on PC.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it might even look better on PC than PlayStation. I don't know how the graphics would be different.
Good. It's hard because pretty much all AAA games, like you just like, the graphics are good. Like I'm not a big graphics guy. I can play games from way back when. Graphics aren't really a big issue for me.
Yeah, you can play GT5 on the PS3 and you can really tell a difference for the PS4. And that's again, I don't really, and that's another game that has been messed with so many times is that you can't really tell the difference. And so I guess the final thing we can end on is what game would you like to see remade once again? Well, I think you said Skyrim, or like what game that you like to see?
I don't want Skyrim to be remade or anything like that because they keep releasing that.
Yeah.
That's a tough question. There's just so many games.
Like remade, but at the same time a different story.
So like a reinterpretation, like kind of redo the. I would like to see Well, as I said before, I would like to see a like a Knights of the Old Republic game or a Mass Effect game, but they tried to kind of redo that with Andromeda by doing a
Yeah.
different story. Apparently, that's not very good. I've been meaning to pick that one up for a while to see how it goes.
Mhm.
What about you?
Well, I would like to see, yeah, like you said, I would like to see an Old Republic. I mean, like even in movies in general, I would like to see an Old Republic, because that would just be awesome. Thousands of Jedi's and thousands of Siths just going at it. And
Yeah,
I would like to see, like, I would also like to see, like, how the Sith got created at the same time, because I don't read comic lore. I don't really care, and a lot of stuff for Disney and comics are not canon anymore. Um,
yeah, they've completely redone that.
yeah,
But
are any of the games besides Fallen Order canon?
no, nothing's essentially nothing earlier than EA's license with the game is canon anymore. It's all considered legends now. Knights of the Old Republic is the same, but I think there's a character in it called Revan. He, I think they've hinted that he might be canon, but they haven't even really covered the Old Republic stuff. Like all the new stuff is
no one has touched it. No one has
Yeah.
even bothered, and
Yeah.
so and like
It's all
what was that? Sorry.
it's all the stuff that they're doing is like in the same kind of time period. It's all
Yes.
just before the Phantom Menace and going forward through all the movies, in between all those movies, and then I don't think they've even done anything else beyond the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've made any books or comics or anything that takes place any further than that.
They will have books and something.
But having something with the Old Republic, just having a completely different era, completely original characters, completely different story that can be completely detached from anything that's happened in previous Star Wars movies. That's something they really need, I think.
Yeah, and like I don't know if you heard about this, but you know the director from Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, Taika Waititi.
Yeah, he's getting his own Star Wars movie.
Yeah. I heard that.
But it's supposed to take place between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, which is really ridiculous. I mean, what was the time period? What was the time jump in between those movies anyway?
I think it's 3 years.
3 years? Okay.
3 years, I think, is the difference. But at least they're covering that, because the vast majority of things that they cover is between episode 3 and 4.
Yeah.
There's so much that focuses on that period.
Yeah, like we have so much stuff that we haven't touched yet. We even seen, like there's even stuff before Rogue One that we haven't seen, and so but that movie's supposed to be, I think Darth Vader's supposed to be like have a big role in that movie from what I've been hearing, which is cool. I mean, I would like to see more Darth Vader.
I would too.
Probably put Hayden Christian in the suit, which would be nice. Give the guy some money. He hasn't. I mean, you gotta give him respect from Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I don't mind him as Anakin Skywalker, at least in Revenge of the Sith.
He did all right with what he had.
Yeah.
It's there's only so much you can do with bad directing and bad dialogue. And
after that movie, he disappeared. He went off social media for like years. From what I've heard.
I saw him in one movie after Revenge of the Sith. That was Looper. No, not Looper. Sorry, that was Jump Up.
That's right.
Also had Samuel L. Jackson. And then, as far as I haven't seen him in anything since then.
Wait, Samuel Jackson was in that movie?
Sorry.
Samuel Jackson was in that movie?
Samuel L. Jackson was in that movie.
Okay, that would have been a little reunion after Revenge.
Yeah. Hey, Hayden. I still don't grant you the rank of master. But
sorry.
What was I about to say? I lost my train of thought. Hayden Christensen has had a bit of a resurgence on social media. Like he's had pictures taken at like Disneyland, like the Star Wars area. Like people are like thinking he might get involved again with Star Wars and all that. I would be interested in seeing that.
I mean, there's a rumor that he's going to be in an episode for the Kenobi series as well.
Is that still happening?
Yeah.
They're definitely still doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like everything else.
I
Are we
mean,
still getting the Mandalorian season 2 this year?
yes, that's coming
That's still
out
happening.
October, I believe. October, November, one of the two. Um, they have announced a lot of people that's going to be in there. Ahsoka's supposed to be in there.
Oh, yeah, they cast. Did they
Sabine.
cast Rosaria Dawson?
Uh,
I think.
I think so. I can't remember the name of the actress. But yeah, like they're having Ahsoka, Sabine, and it's supposed to be a setup to their own TV show, which I think is going to be animated, which is also upsets me. It's like why even bother bringing them in? And so, and they're supposed to have the girl that is the leader of the Mandalorians. I can't remember the name of her. She's like the sister of who Obi-Wan liked in the Clone Wars. I can't remember her character's name.
I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The redheaded girl. I can't remember her name. I think it starts with K. Bo Katana.
But
I think her name
I
was
think that
Bo Katana. I think.
yeah, probably. And Boba Fett's supposed to be in there as well.
Oh, what? Yeah, that's right. I haven't even thought of that since they said that. And it's weird. Like, I would totally be down with him somehow getting out of the Sarlacc pit, and turns out that he did survive and do that kind of thing in legends, in books.
Which I think those are the only books that are canon.
Yeah, I don't
as
think they
well.
still consider them canon. Or they might take some inspiration from them
Yeah,
and do it
maybe.
somehow that way. I hope so, but I
Well,
guess we'll see.
and the actor that is playing him is the actor from the Clones, the prequels that played the clones.
Yes.
So, which
Temera something. I don't know. I'm blanking on his surname.
and he wasn't he in what? Didn't he come back for Battlefront as well to play the clones in there?
Maybe.
Because
I can't remember.
I saw something on YouTube and it was like a cutscene, and so it was like a clone, like Clone Wars trooper on the ground, and like in like stormtroopers came, one stormtrooper came onto the scene and saw him on the ground and took off his mask, and it was a clone of him, and so I was just figuring.
It probably is. He would have to voice them, or someone who's talented enough to do the same voice, because it has to be the same voice for every single clone trooper.
Yeah. Thank you to Paul for joining me for this episode. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time talking to you. We had a lot of stuff to talk about. It was awesome. I hopefully that you can join me once again for the podcast or just a movie review or a TV show talk or whatever. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully that you guys enjoyed this episode as well. I don't know. I have no words. I had the best time of my life. It was one of the best moments of my life. And probably one of my favorite episodes to do on the podcast and on the channel. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Like always, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.